Hello everyone, this is 19th lecture on Income Tax 2 and in today's class we are going to solve problems on income from other sources. In specific, we are going to find out the gross interest on the securities that are given to us. In previous class, you have learned the basic concepts of this unit. That is, you have learned what is meaning of income from other sources, what are the incomes that are taxable in general under section 56 subsection 1, what are the admissible specific deductions specified in section 57, what are the expenses which are not to be deductible under section 58, and also the classification of securities such as tax-free government securities, tax-free commercial securities, and also less tax securities. For each these specific securities, you have also noted down the formulas. In today's class, we are going to solve some on computation of gross interest on different securities given to us. So the question is, ascertain the gross interest in the following cases. First one, rupees 1,08,000 10% tax free bonds which are commercial securities of T Limited which are unlisted. Second, rupees 12,600 interest received on tax free securities of S Limited which are unlisted. Third, rupees 7,000 received as interest on state government securities. Fourth, rupees 1,800 received interest on B Limited which are listed bonds. And fifth, rupees 3 lakh 7% bonds of X Limited. Here you can see that in first information you are given the amount invested as well as the return expected from tax-free bonds. In second information, you are given information relating to the interest received. Third, the interest amount received. Fourth information, the interest amount received. But in fifth information, you are given the amount of investment made in the bonds plus the return expected from the bonds. Now with this information you are asked to find out the gross interest. Let us start solving the sum. First we have to find it out for first one, that is tax free bonds. I request all of you to note down the sum first before solving it. First is tax free bonds which are commercial securities. Actually, whenever you are given the amount of investment and the interest that is expected from that investment, you need not compute the gross interest. But in case of commercial securities, compulsorily you have to gross up the amount of interest that is given to you. So first we take down 10,000, 1,08,000 which is nothing but the amount of investment. On that the return expected is 10%. Therefore we get rupees 10,800 as interest. 10,800 as interest. This 10,800 interest is net amount that is received by assessee. We have to compute the gross interest, and the gross interest is calculated as gross interest is equal to the amount of interest that is received, that is net interest received 10,800 into 100 divided by 90. Why 90? Because on tax free securities or on commercial securities, TDS deducted is at 10%. These are the tax free bonds wherein tax deducted at source is at 10%. So 100 minus 10 we get 90. So we have to divide 100 by 90. We get now gross interest at rupees 12,000. I repeat once again, whenever you are given the amount invested in securities, you need to directly calculate the gross interest by multiplying the rate of interest. But in case of commercial securities, grossing up is compulsory. Therefore, first you need to find out the net interest. After finding it out, you have to find the gross interest compulsorily. Thus, we get the answer at rupees 12,000. Coming to next, second one is interest received on tax-free securities. Interest received on tax-free securities. Interest received means it is the net interest that is received by the assessee, and we are given amount here at rupees 12,600. So rupees 12,600 is net interest. Next line, now we have to compute gross interest for the same, and gross interest is computed as amount of net interest, that is 12,600 into 100 divided by 90. 12,600 into 100 upon 90, we get amount 14,000. At 14,000 rupees. Next, rupees 7,000 received as interest on state government securities. Listen carefully. In case of government securities, TDS is not made, so grossing up is not necessary. So directly 7,000 itself is the gross interest received by the assessee. That is interest received on state government securities is 7,000 rupees. We are not grossing up because the amount given to us is itself is the total interest that is given by the state government securities. So no grossing up is required. Directly the amount that is received in the form of interest is itself is gross interest. Coming to next, fourth information is 1,800 received interest on B Limited, that is listed bonds. Interest on listed bonds. You are given net interest received at rupees 1800. Now we have to find out the gross interest, and the gross interest is calculated as net interest, that is 1800 into 100 upon 90. So 1800 into 100 divided by 90, we get 2000. And the last information is rupees 3 lakh 7% bonds of X Limited. Here you are given information relating to the amount invested in the securities and the percentage of interest received on the bonds. So directly when you are given amount invested plus the interest percentage, gross interest is calculated as investment into the percentage. Interest on bonds. So you are given amount invested, that is 3 lakh rupees, into the percentage interest on that is 7%, which we get at rupees 30,000. At rupees 21,000. 3 lakh into 7%, we get gross interest at rupees 21,000. Now you can add all the gross interest that are received, and the total is total income from other sources. Okay. Now we get the total income from other sources. Which is total of all, that is 12,000 plus 14,000 plus 7,000 plus 2,000 and 21,000, which comes to rupees 56,000. I hope you have understood the solution. Let us revise it fast. First information provided is 1,08,000, which is the amount of investment. 10% is the return on investment, which are commercial securities. Usually whenever you are given the amount of investment plus percentage of interest, you need not gross it up. What you have to do is amount of investment multiplied by percentage given to you, you get the gross interest. But as these securities are commercial securities, grossing up is compulsory. That is the reason we have first calculated the interest, and after finding out we have grossed it up and we got the amount at rupees 12,000. In second case, 12,600 interest received on tax-free securities of S Limited, which are unlisted. This amount is net interest which is received by the assessee. We have to convert it into gross interest by multiplying it by 100 by dividing it by 90. We get it at rupees 14,000. Third is rupees 7,000 received as interest on state government securities. Whether it is state government securities or central government securities, you need not gross up any amount because no TDS is made on the amount or the interest that is paid by the state or the central government securities. So as the amount or interest given to you in the sum, you have to keep it as it is, as gross interest itself. Fourth information provided to you is 1,800, which is received as interest on B Limited, which are listed bonds. 1,800 amount received is net interest. We have to find out gross interest on it, and it is calculated as 1,800 into 100 upon 90. Third is 3,07% bonds of X Limited. As I have already told you, whenever you are given the amount of investment made plus the percentage of interest, directly you have to calculate the interest. No grossing up is required. So you have calculated it as 3 lakh into 7% on it. You get it 21,000. Thus we get total income from other sources at rupees 56,000. Here you can see the entire solution on one page. That is, for first one the gross interest is 12,000, second it is 14,000, third it is 7,000, fourth 2,000, and for fifth it is 21,000, where the total interest received or total income from other sources comes to rupees 56,000. In next class we will solve one more sum on interest received on different securities.